live stream should be coming up.
You looked good in your photos you posted of your fiance on the beach.
Oh, yeah, that engagement thing I did today.
You had a nice watch on.
Right now, start.
I had a watch on.
Go.
It had something on your wrist. I don't know. It looked like a watch. I didn't
Was
look that
this
closely.
the black and white picture, or was this my engagement photos?
No, it's something posted today. I don't know what it's for.
Oh, yeah. That was my black and white photo when we were in Florida.
No fucking way. We're live, boys.
What's up, Rivals?
Say hi to the.
So here's a problem.
You had a nice
I want to do my
on.
lock of the week for college basketball, but ESPN doesn't have any lines, and I don't know where I can find lines for college basketball
Vegas
for games that are on Saturday.
Vegas Insider is my go-to.
I have a couple of ideas depending on the line.
That's fucking
weird. But how's my sound, by the way?
You're good. I think
All
you're
right.
good. You sound stuffy. You have a cold?
Let's go through
played
the
basketball
exercise of
yesterday.
rotating your microphone again, because I know you really love that.
No, I played basketball yesterday, so it's just I'm a little.
You just sound a little stuffy.
Guys.
And plus, today was a shit day at work.
Guys, I'm really sorry for the late notice on Tuesday. That was rude and it was bad form, and I apologize.
That's all good, man.
I was all into it, man. I was ready to go.
Yeah.
I was honestly.
I had something planned tonight, and I was like, man, I got to cut our meeting short. I was with Adam Brown and Leif.
So where's
Marco.
our live stream so I can watch it?
What
What do I need to hit in the search bar?
do you have our YouTube account? So I should know this, right? So that I can like tell the people. So our YouTube user is at P3 Sports Pod. So I think if you search
Found
for
it.
that, then you should notice that we are currently live. I think there's something like a 4 or 5 second delay.
Where is it though? So like, what do I'm a novice when it comes to YouTube.
Yeah, it's
so
fine. So if
I'm on the homepage.
for YouTube or for us?
Yes, for YouTube.
Okay, so like go up in the search bar and like type for, at P3 Sports Pod, and it
Yep.
should search, and one of the results should be the account P3 Sports Pod. We have 1 subscriber, so it's probably me actually.
There it is. Oh yeah, no, the 1 subscriber is me.
So you could have gone to your subscriptions to find us, but
All right, I got it,
all right.
and it's muted, but I'm watching.
So
That's nice.
what's happening is, so I'm running a software called OBS, which is it's like a desktop capture software. And so basically I just have my main monitor is being captured by OBS, and that's what's broadcasting. So like anything that I open on my computer or like drag over to my monitor, right, you'll like see it. So I just need to kind of control what we're looking at. So anyway.
All right.
Do we have the show sheet up? Oh yeah.
Yep.
Someone already
I
told me
do.
it was up 15. Blah blah. Cool. All right. Yeah, we can get rolling anytime you guys want.
So we are now officially listed on iHeartMedia.
Yeah, I put that in
nice.
the intro here.
Apparently Google was having trouble adding podcasts because they did away with their podcast site. So Google is just allowing all podcasts to be searched. So if you search us on Google, you will find us.
Sweet.
On one of the other platforms that's listing us.
Correct.
So that's probably the extent of. I mean, if we're on all these platforms, that's okay.
So Apple is the biggest driver of media, and a lot of these other platforms will rob off of Apple, whatever's posted on Apple, and they'll just like put a link to the Apple, right, and they'll put it on their own site. So like I do pod something, I don't know, whatever the program is I use, and they only will have Apple. I use Castbox, and they only have Apple listed podcasts. So however you want to say that.
No, I mean it's on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and iHeart.
And you can search us on Google.
Yep.
You guys want to talk some NBA today? Do we have time?
I have nothing to talk about except that
you
LeBron is
see-
close to breaking the all-time record.
And did you see the fight tonight
Mm-mm.
between Dylan Brooks and Donovan Mitchell?
Hey, I want to say if you say tonight, try and say Thursday night.
It's
Oh, no, we always do.
I kept putting the date in the intro, but it doesn't make any sense unless we're
Mm-mm.
like. I mean, if there was anyone watching the live stream, they would fucking know.
It's
this
weekly.
Thursday.
You can just say.
Yeah.
I mean, if you refer to yesterday, say Wednesday. If you refer to today, to say Thursday.
Yeah, I've been trying.
Saturday will be the Sounders game. Yeah, I don't care talking NBA. You can add whatever in you want. I don't have a lot of content to bring to it, but I can start researching if we want to like fold stuff in. I mean, the LeBron thing, he's.
I say we do it. I say we
points.
do it.
I
Do
think-
LeBron after he breaks it.
I think we should. I mean, the whole idea was that we were going to do kind of a Seattle area landscape, right? But in the
Yeah.
winter here, we're kind of drifting into some national stories. I don't want to feel like
Recording in progress.
that's breaking what we were trying to do. So I don't know. Maybe we fold in like a, hey, what do you got? Right? Maybe that's what it's
We
called,
can-
and we each have
we
like
can
4 or
also
5
just-
minutes of our own shit. You know?
Let's talk about it. Like, like there's interesting topics around LeBron because, like,
Yeah.
is he a GOAT? Is he the GOAT?
No,
No.
Well,
That's
no,
not
hold
a
on.
conversation.
I'm saying there are conversations to be had around LeBron James. And if not, what makes the others different, right? And why? Because like Kobe and Jordan and Shaq and Wilt and like all these people have different things that make them amazing and wonderful.
Yeah, Will Chamberlain had sex with a lot of different women.
He also had rules developed against him to limit what he could do. Right.
he also averaged more than 48 minutes a game in a season,
What?
and a game is only 48 minutes. Yeah,
Oh,
'cause
is
there
that
was-
because he like never subbed out and they occasionally
he
played
never
overtime?
subbed out. Exactly.
Wow.
He was
That's
that much
absurd.
better of an athlete than everybody else he played against.
Wow.
He
It's
Nelson.
an era
I don't
thing,
think
right?
I don't think he ever fouled out of a game,
Okay.
and he led the league in assists one time just because he wanted to.
What are you doing this year? I don't know. Assisting. I'm ready to
All right,
go.
let's get this.
We've been really
rolling.
good at like keeping it like an hour, which I think is pretty cool. Like if we hit an hour and 15, I can usually cut the conversations out and cut a couple things out that don't make sense, and we're pretty good.
Have you got any feedback from
No.
people about that being too short or too long? Hour seems long. I feel like 40 would be kind of our max, but it doesn't seem to bug too many people.
The only person that said something was Travis. He said when it says an hour, it turns me off.
Hmm.
But if it's like I'm like we've posted things that are like 59 minutes and 15 seconds. He's like, yeah, but it doesn't say an hour.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it's like
okay.
the hey, no, it's the psychology thing, man. It's at 99 cents.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that
Yep.
9/10 of a cent on gas. I get it.
So
Yeah, that's a good point. That should be a target.
yeah, so I think an hour is fine, especially
yeah.
weekly.
Yeah.
Less is better. If we do like a feature, we might think about breaking it off into something else.
That's actually, I think, an interesting point. The week that we had Adam on. Oh, did you just say you were hanging out with him?
Yeah. tonight.
Cool. That's the first time in a while
Mhm.
in the flesh. That's really cool.
Yeah. So I had to give Leif some baby stuff,
Mm.
and we decided to make him Marco, and a few things happened funny tonight. Adam really enjoyed our podcast. He thought it was like really wonderful just to sit down and have a chat. Brian, he
really
says
enjoyed
hi. He says he knows that we missed like talking about that during the podcast, but he says, what's up? Matt has listened to our podcast and has invited us to do a podcast at the Marco Polo if we want to,
Oh, fuck.
which I think would
That'd
be
be
kind of
awesome.
fun. He knows who Brian is because he shows up every time a coach shows up.
Once.
Every time.
We're not doing an episode at the Marco, so you guys can go eat and drink as much as you want. We're not recording an episode there.
Why
Or
not?
you can, but I won't be going.
Come on, man.
What, you want to sit in the corner like a bunch of
Can we
jack-offs?
start fucking recording?
We already
please,
are
and
recording.
We
do
are.
This? I know we are, but can we actually do this?
Yeah,
Jesus Christ, I'm gonna fall asleep.
There's the drop.
I do have a question. So Brian, you do have the live stream up in the YouTube platform.
Mm-hmm.
Does it tell you how many viewers there are? My guess is 1.
One watching now.
Okay, and that's you. There's nowhere in that I can see in OBS. Must be in like the stream manager or something. We need like a doorbell, like a door chime, like a convenience store. So like when the first person wanders into our live stream, hey, someone's here.
Hey, you guy.
Oh my God, there's someone here. Yeah, cool. I can get going as soon as you guys are ready.
Brian, take your pictures of us.
No, I'm telling Kyle we're live streaming. Maybe he'll co-watch it.
Hey,
Oh,
fuck yeah.
he should be a guest. Just because. Cooler.
It's way more than a 5-second delay, by the way.
Is it? I don't know how long it is. Cool. You guys ready to go? Here we go.
Oh wait, I got it. Hold on, sorry. Yes, now I'm ready to go. I had it on speaker view because that's how I do meetings, but now it's on gallery view. Does it make a difference in your thingy?
Not on what I see, right? Because OBS is capturing my screen, so it only for the visual, it only matters what I see. What is going on, sport fans? Welcome into episode 15 of the P-Cube podcast. My name is Thomas Barrett, and I'm here with my buddies Nate Hull and Brian Danillo. We're so glad that you could be here with us while we have our weekly look at the Seattle sports landscape, and we sure would enjoy to have you back each and every week. So make sure you subscribe and hit that little tick notification box on your preferred podcast platform. Currently, you can find us on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and iHeart, new this week. You can search for us on Google, new this week. And we're continuing this little live stream test on YouTube as well. So if you're hearing this, obviously you're going to be listening to the podcast. You will have heard it be released. So check in on YouTube at P3 Sports Pod. Hit the little subscribe button, and you'll get a little notification when we go live next week. Come and join us. Sure would love to have you. It's the whole point of what we're doing here. We love to have a conversation with each other. It's fun for us. We hope it's fun for you, and it sure would be fun for us if you joined us. So don't be afraid to come check us out on YouTube. If you have any questions or any feedback for us, you can email us, p3sportspod@gmail.com. We'll do our best to check it out and get back to you, or potentially devote some time in one of the upcoming segments to your question. With all that housekeeping out of the way, grab a bev and buckle up. Nate, what's on the agenda this week?
Hey, Thomas.
Yes, Nate.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Nate.
We have a Twitter.
Hey,
Sweet.
Twitter.
So we can tweet. We can tweet people. That's like a thing? Tweeting, tweeters, tweet.
I mean, it's a thing. Some
Did you
people
pay $8 a month for it?
No, I'm not paying for a damn check mark. Is that what I'm paying for? Like a check mark? Yeah, so it's P3 Sports Pod. Well, at P3 Sports Pod on Twitter. And I think we're gonna have some fun with it. We're gonna post some of our Would You Rathers. We're gonna post some of our Tyson Zone questions. We're gonna...
that'd be a good spot on a day that we're recording.
Yeah.
You know, head up to point out the live stream and stuff.
Yeah.
Tell
Pretty
us
fun.
how smart we are, how dumb we are. We love interacting with
really,
people. So
really dumb. But today's episode, obviously, we're gonna round the sound. Gonna hit sportspredictions.net with Brian. We have a random segment where I have a really, really provocative sandwich question.
Oh, what?
Provocative sandwich question.
I'm not sure. I mean, does it involve a hot dog, or how else could it possibly be provocative?
No, it's better.
Oh, I mean,
delicious.
That's the classic question: is a hot dog a sandwich? But I digress.
We can throw it in there.
it's true, and the answer is no.
I mean, there is a website devoted to this, by the way, which we'll post on Twitter after the show. As always, Tyson Zone. Would you rather run by Nate today?
Ooh.
I'm excited
And
for this.
then
I'm probably
random
gonna make some
question.
picks.
Oh yeah, Brian. So exciting. What's cracking in Kraken land?
You can finally tell Nate's feeling better. He doesn't have COVID
I am
anymore.
feeling better. My COVID is mostly gone. I still have tinnitus. Our last episode was actually tagged for COVID warning, by the way. So
Because we said it?
we probably talked about it too much, but
Wow.
Kraken with the Kraken, All-Star break, first place. Exciting.
Yeah.
Matty Beniers, cheap shot, not going to play in the All-Star game, and was
That's-
not replaced by a Kraken player.
So
So there's no Kraken representative in the All-Star game.
one of the announcer guys that has a weekly kind of radio spot on KJR, they asked him about that. And I guess what happened was that Beniers was a relatively late scratch, and so they were a little bit limited in their options. What he said is that he wasn't sure which one, but the offer was extended to a Kraken player that was either unable or unwilling to go, and so then they selected another player that was available. So,
Oh, because like travel or like
yeah, it's like
vacation
I got a vacation booked with
Mm.
my family. Sorry, So
right.
I don't know the exact circumstances, but the characterization of what is the NHL doing? It they shit on us. It sucks. Can be somewhat explained.
Oh, well, thanks. I didn't know that.
Yeah, no
I
problem.
saw that. Yeah.
First place is a big deal. I think it's really cool. As always, going to say like go see a game. There's not a ton to talk about.
Just go see a hockey game, man. Like, so we're recording. It's Thursday night. Tomorrow night, Friday night, Everett Silvertips are at the T-Birds in Kent. 2 days from now, Saturday, the T-Birds are at the Silvertips in Everett. So it's a fucking home and home this weekend. It's sick. Go watch some
Both of
hockey,
those
people.
games are so fun to go to.
Oh my
I've been
God.
to Silvertips in Kent. I've been to Thunderbirds in Everett. And I will say Everett's hockey fan scene is pretty remarkable. And it probably rivals like a small, I mean, it does rival a small club soccer environment is the only way I could compare it. Like they had people ringing
a
bells.
bottom
and, like,
mid-table EPL.
dude,
or like
it
a
was
good
so
championship team.
fun.
That's cool.
And I was there as like a T-Birds fan,
Yeah.
and like everybody was pretty cool. Like it's definitely a rivalry, but like it was a great environment. And that the barn in Everett is like intimate and well put together, just like Kent. And like both of those places to go watch a game, I would highly recommend it.
Yeah, I mean, support
Nothing
local.
like live hockey.
These are small teams. These are young kids. The arenas are never full. It's a relatively inexpensive way to go enjoy a night out and enjoy some sports. So, just a reminder, these things are always going on in the area. So, don't forget to go check them out.
And Thunderbirds have a two for Tuesday special.
Which
2 tickets, $2 beers, $2 hot dogs. It's pretty awesome.
$3 koozies still. But
$3
yes,
koozies.
$2 hot dogs.
Nice.
Yeah, so I mean, back to the Kraken though. I mean, geez, Nate, just a dad joke, wet dream there. Kraken, back to the Kraken. They just can't be stopped so far, right? So they're third in the Western Conference, first in their division. They've got the second best winning percentage, just a couple of points behind Winnipeg in the Western Conference. They just keep doing the damn thing, really having a good year. So yeah, keep supporting the boys. It's kind of idle this week, right, with the All-Star weekend without any Kraken players, but they should be back in action next week.
Super fun. Mariners, the only thing I had written down was Julio accept Rookie of the Year. The speech was really great. If you have an opportunity, go watch it. He is an inspiration as a 21-year-old.
It was pretty funny watching that too. Like he had his notes and he wanted to like do stuff with his hands, so he didn't want to hold his plaque, so he handed it to Justin Verlander.
He's charming. He's
a unique cat,
and I think he really speaks to like the Venezuelan community.
He's from the DR.
Oh, Dominican?
Yep.
Can we go backwards?
Yeah, you shouldn't fuck that up.
Yeah.
Everyone watching
Dominican.
the live stream.
Sorry. Yeah. Oh, the live streamer's gonna get it behind the look. I thought it was from the Dominican. Damn it. Mariners. Julio accepts a Rookie of the Year award. The speech was really great, and he's an inspiration as a 21-year-old, and it's really, really interesting. I think he speaks to the people of the Dominican Republic. God, did I say it wrong again? Puerto Rico?
No,
where is he from?
You're right. He's from
God
the
damn it.
Dominican.
Dude, he's from Curacao. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I need to write it down.
Oh, Brian, don't worry. We'll get to your segment soon.
I'm gonna leave it. It's fine. Dominican Republic. But yeah, it was really fun to watch, and I'm glad he's ours, and I'm glad he's ours for a long time, and we're gonna have a lot of fun.
He's a unique cat. Yeah, I agree. I can't say it more simply than I'm so glad we get to watch him.
It's just the joy that he brings to everything.
Yeah.
The way he plays, the way he speaks. It's just he always has that big smile on his face. He always looks like he's having fun. Probably because he's still a kid. He hasn't been hardened by the world yet. But hopefully he doesn't lose his innocence for a long time.
Yeah, Teo did an interview on 710 today or yesterday, or sometime in the middle of the week this week. They're already training together down in Florida, which is pretty cool. So they've spent the last couple of weeks together. It's pretty neat.
I listened to Scott's service tonight, Thursday night, with Mike Holmgren, and he talked about Julio and talked about his early season struggles and how he was getting pinched, and how most young players will press and will like get out of themselves. And he said Julio stayed the same the whole time.
It's crazy.
And I think that's like the difference of a superstar, right? And he's special. Again, go watch a Mariners game. It's a lot of fun.
Before we get off these kind of random topics and we get this last little bit of Mariners news, so it's just a couple of weeks to spring training, and so a lot of the folks that are kind of coming off of vacation and starting to think about reporting back to camp or starting to do interviews. There's a lot of media going on right now. Service, yeah, he did an interview on 710. He also did one on 93.3. A lot of the players went through 710 today, and Jerry did a really interesting one last week with the Daily Mariners podcast guys that was really, really interesting. So I suggest you guys to go look that up. It's the Locked On Mariners did a really good Dipoto interview last week. It's some really interesting stuff they talked about that we will probably touch when we do a Mariners preseason pod, but it's not the time place. So the last bit of Mariners news, Dylan Moore is signed, which, kind of is an easy thing to fly under the radar, but $9 million over 3 years for a guy that you can plug into the lineup as often as you want, wherever you want, is just insane value. And there's a bit of a oddity going on with the roster right now. Most of the guys they've acquired this offseason, Pollock, Hummel, Gott, Wong, Teoscar, like all these guys are signed this year, but not signed any further. But there's another group of players that are still signed through 2025, and so they've kind of got this core already. So if you kind of look at how the roster is constructed over the next few years, the core is already becoming pretty clear, which is pretty cool.
I actually have one more thing to add, Mariners related, that we didn't put on the show sheet, and I just thought of it. We were talking about arbitration a couple of weeks ago. Dylan Moore, as Thomas said, signed a deal to avoid arbitration. Diego Castillo went to arbitration and lost. He was asking, I think, for 3.2, and he got 2.9. 2.9, I think.
Yeah. Yep, 2.9.
Yep. So Diego Castillo is now under contract. Dylan Moore is under contract. So now there's just one player that's in arbitration, and it is Teoscar.
It's the big one.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy. If you look at the year-on-year projection for the roster in 2027, okay, so we have 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we have 5 full seasons, and this is one of the reasons that JK is so valuable to get some value from. You could be looking at the 2027 Mariners rosters with George Kirby and Jared Kelnick still in ARB 2 with another year of ARB left to go, and Kyle Raleigh and Logan Gilbert in their ARB 3. So 5 years from now, those 4 guys have not even signed a contract yet, potentially. It's unbelievable the power and strength of young players in baseball.
Yep. Especially ones that come up early.
Yeah. Oh, Kirby. Dude, he has 3 more years making less than $1 million. Like, he has 3 more years before he even thinks about Yeah, making
Oh, he'll be at
is crazy.
700K next year.
That's under a million.
That's less than a million.
Yeah.
I think they're going to sign him and Gilbert before they even get to their arbitration year. So I think they're going to try and follow they're going to try and follow the Atlanta Braves model. You know, the Braves have locked up all of those guys. I mean, I really like what the Braves are doing when they got Acuna and Albies and Strider and Michael Harris and Vaughn Grissom, all those guys that they have already signed to long-term deals to buy out their arbitration years. I would want to see, and I think we're going to see the Mariners do that as well.
Give good deals, get them locked up with an extra year or two, and let them go to free agency if they want to, or you sign them again, right? Like you find out pretty quickly who they are, and it's a great model. And I think like Braves are a good organization, and I think they're doing it right. And you know, a lot of people were frustrated about the Mariners, but I would rather follow that mold than follow.
People that are frustrated about the Mariners aren't paying attention. So,
well, and it's something the Mariners have tried to do in the past, right? Like they did it with Evan White. They tried to do it with Kelnick. You know, they did it with Julio. So it's something that they've tried to do or have done in the past to varying degrees of success. But I think they're going to continue that model going forward. And I think it's the right model to do.
So you might see a Gilbert extension this year. You know, he's up.
No shot. He still has 2 more years of team control. You're not going to see a Gilbert
Julio
extension.
still had, 4 years?
Yeah. Logan Gilbert is not Julio Rodriguez. And Logan Gilbert is not a position player. He's not an everyday player. Hey, guys, that's still unclear what they're going to need to do at the deadline this year. There's no shot that they extend Gilbert or Kirby before the trade deadline this year because they're so much more valuable as team control players.
It's just the opinion of Thomas.
Yeah. Well, and here we are doing a Mariners special.
We're still in around the sound, by the way.
Yeah.
And we have some Seattle Storm news. Breanna Stewart chose the Liberty. It's kind of a bummer for local basketball fans.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was expected, honestly. It was better than 50-50 she was going to end up there. They have more talent on the roster. They have the number 1 pick from 2020 in Sabrina Ionescu. They have the 2021 or 2020, one of the two, I don't remember which, MVP that they just traded for. And they actually just signed Courtney Vandersloot. So when we started talking about Breanna Stewart, I said she was going to end up wherever Courtney Vandersloot was going to end up. Turns out I was right. Unfortunately, it wasn't here in Seattle. It was with the Liberty, who are trying.
Vandersloot was going to sign with the Storm.
Did I. Just announced today. To announce today that she is going to be.
I read the other day she had an agreement. That was weird.
No, okay. She signed with the Liberty, so she's going to be playing the point guard. Ionescu is going to be moving to the shooting guard, and it's basically they're already saying it's a 2-team race between them and Las Vegas for the who's going to win the championship. I think as of right now, the Seattle Storm have 2 players on their roster for this season.
That's not enough.
No, it's not. So they need to get moving. I think that the draft is in April, so they'll get a couple of players there. But they need to make some moves. They haven't made any moves so far in free agency this year.
Well, Seattle Storm. That's a bummer. Breanna Stewart, all-timer. Good luck in New York. She's from there, right?
Yeah. She played at UConn. She's from New York. I don't know if she's from Eastern or Western New York, but either way, it's the closest team to her family. And then Nate, what you said last week, I think had a big part in it with the travel to her wife is from Spain. You said Europe. You're right. She's from Spain, and they just had a kid, and so she wants to be able to, fly easier to Spain. And honestly,
6 hours is a lot different than 10 hours.
Well, and where in the United States is it easier to fly out of to get to Europe than New York?
Yeah. Atlanta. Well, good luck, Breanna Stewart. Thank you for your time in Seattle. It was a lot of fun. We had some all-time teams, and I wish you the best. Sounders. We now know who they're going to face on Saturday at 9 a.m. local time. Al Ahly, they're from Egypt. I watched the game. Was not impressed with the New Zealand club. Not Melbourne. What? Auckland City. Apologies. They looked like a club team. They looked like if Sounders were playing a US Open Cup team. But I looked at like the world rankings, and Sounders are like 400 in the world rankings. Auckland City was 192.
Aren't the
and
world
Al
rankings,
Ahly,
those are on 538, right?
this was on football something.
Football something. That's really reputable. Yeah.
And Al Ahly was ranked at 63, right above Seville.
Sevilla.
And so Al Ahly
Who was number one, Nate?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't look at number one.
Probably City or something stupid.
Al Ahly looked tough. They are in
Bayern
shape.
Munich is number one, by the way.
Their through play was really impressive against a substandard team, but Sounders not being in game shape coming into preseason, this is going to be a really, really tough game.
Yeah, it's all based on the timing. It's always going to be an uphill battle. It's a bit unfortunate, but it's what they have. So the flip side of that is that they should be coming in a lot healthier than any other club. But of course, you're not really match fit and you're not in form because it's your first competitive game of your season. So yeah, I mean, Al Ahly is one of the most storied franchises in Africa. They've won 42 domestic titles, which is a lot if you're not familiar with soccer. So it's kind of like a Celtic Rangers situation where the league doesn't have a ton of strength or depth, but these guys have been at the top forever. So it's a big match. Obviously, it's the first American club to participate in the tournament, which is a big deal, and they're going up against a important, historic, storied club, and they have a chance to go up against another one because they'll be facing Real Madrid if they are able to advance past Al Ahly. So it'll be exciting to see on Saturday.
They did an opening ceremony and they announced the Sounders, and it is really cool to have a local team announced on a world stage in a competition like this. It is a big deal. Even if they throw a fucking duck and look embarrassed, it is still amazing that they got this far.
Made that up. I don't think I've ever heard of throwing a duck before.
They throw a duck in football. It's like
I hope that comes.
I'm not making whatever. I feel there's a lot of really amazing clubs in CONCACAF. Like, this is cool. Wake up at 9 a.m., go to FS2, watch the game, have fun, enjoy that the Sounders are there.
Yep.
If they win, this is a really cool thing,
really
because they then go up against one of the premier clubs in the world, right? And
Galacticos. The premier club in the world.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
I don't like them, but they're called the Galacticos for a reason.
All right, area college basketball. Brian, you are our expert.
So as we are recording this, both Washington State and Gonzaga are in action right now. It is about 8:45 Pacific time on Thursday. Gonzaga is up 30-19 on Santa Clara with 11 minutes left, and WSU is up 28-24 on USC with about 7 minutes left in the first half. So both teams are looking strong right now. UW got their ass kicked today by UCLA. I think at one point it was 26-8.
That's not very good.
No, but the big game this weekend is Gonzaga St. Mary's. Those games are always fun. St. Mary's is the top team in the WCC right now because they are undefeated. And Gonzaga has lost once. So, but this is the premier. This is one of the premier matchups actually on the West Coast, not just in the WCC, but in all of the West Coast. Both teams.
Fun. The games are always fun.
Yep, the games are they're always tight. They play twice in the span of 3 weeks. So The first one is on Saturday. I'm looking forward to that. Eastern still undefeated in conference, 10-0, 12 straight wins. So they are looking good.
Second best logo
since
in
we
Washington.
Second best logo in Washington and second best logo in college sports.
Ooh.
Yep. And the last one is that stupid ferret that UW had in the early 2000s. Seattle U, since we recorded, has lost 2 games in a row. They are no longer in first place in their conference. They're half game out of second. They did beat the team that is ahead of them, though, in Utah Valley, and they play them again here in a couple of weeks. So still have a chance to right the ship there. As far as rankings, Gonzaga is number 12 in the country. So they are moving up a little bit. They were 14 spots. There was a lot of upheaval in college basketball last week. Their toughest conference opponent on Saturday. So it's going to be a fun game to watch.
Heck yeah. Well, thanks everybody. Cougar always willing to take a shot at a Husky. I like that.
You can't deny that is the
It's
dumbest
pretty terrible.
logo.
It is pretty terrible. It's definitely
the
not
old
as good
school-
as Washington State.
The old school Husky logo, it was legit with the actual Husky. But I mean, there's a reason why UW has changed their logo 4 times since the 90s alone, and WSU hasn't changed it since like the 40s.
Well, there you have it.
I mean, that's all you need to know.
That's all you need to know.
It's really the best way to choose like a primo high-end institution for higher learning is the logo. Man, fuck, it's the best.
I mean, they have a great turf management program.
Hey, WSU has a good hospitality business management program, and they have one of the best communication programs.
They do.
In
They've
the
kicked out a
country.
lot of talent.
And
Yeah,
the veterinary school as well.
Vet school is very good, but you know who the 2 most famous WSU communications alums are? None other.
Bet you're gonna tell us.
I am none other than Edward R. Murrow and Keith Jackson.
Keith Jackson. That's the dude I was thinking about. The dude that was on ABC forever.
Yep.
Iconic voice.
Yep. Whoa, Nelly. That was him.
Oh, Nelly.
His last game that he ever did was probably the best college football game ever. That USC Texas game.
No, that was a fun one. All right. We'll be right back. Sportspredictions.net.
That segment ran long.
Long. Yeah. I'll figure
But
it
I
out.
guess this is kind of an around this. I mean, like
It's our longest segment by
Seattle.
far. The other ones
Yeah.
go pretty quickly.
When we don't have anything specific to break down, it ends up being our longest segment for sure. I think that's the segment that needs the breaks
Most attention.
most desperately. So, hey, is
That's fine.
Kyle in here or what?
I don't know.
Tell him
Doesn't
to
look
fuck
like
off.
it.
Do you live with him?
No,
Oh, I thought you did.
I live with Jeannie. We
Yeah,
lived together
because
for a year.
They're getting married.
I know. I lived with you when I was getting married.
Dude. If anybody has any ideas on a caterer, by the way, please let me know.
Yeah, I do.
Send them over to me.
Do you want like 2 really awesome black dudes?
I don't care as long as I can afford it.
They can be regular dudes, Nate.
Oh man, Steven is just the best person I've ever
I mean,
met.
we're literally thinking of doing paella because we can afford it. Like a big wok.
What's your budget?
We're live streaming on
We-
the internet, guys. Just as
We
a
don't know yet.
reminder.
Hey everybody, this is what goes on when you plan a wedding. Thomas wouldn't know because he eloped in a really beautiful place.
Oh,
Yeah.
But I have been where Brian is.
We should have done that, man. We should have gotten married in Mexico.
You should have.
I don't have any pictures on my computer to show.
Next time. All right. You ready? Welcome back, everybody. Sportspredictions.net. Brian, hit us with the email.
Save us from this creeper intro.
Our email, our sports predictions at gmail.com. If you want to make some money, just bet what we're doing for college basketball.
Only in
because,
college
man,
basketball.
we are killing it. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we're kind of 50-50 in the NBA. We have been for the last month or so. NFL's now basically wrapping up. NCAA football is done. So basically, it's just going to be NBA picks and college basketball picks until baseball starts. So we're having a lot more success with college basketball. So if you want to go check it out and maybe make a wager, go look at our college basketball picks.
When you use your picks for picking March Madness.
Always. I picked a Final Four at the start of the season. 3 of the 4 teams are looking pretty good. The 4th one fell out a little bit, but they did the same thing last year, and they ended up making the national championship game. Hint, hint, North Carolina. So still have a chance. Best pick of the week actually is in college basketball. Kansas and Kentucky. So they did a Big 12 SEC challenge. So all of the teams from the Big 12 played non-conference games against the SEC this past Saturday. And there were some really good games. There was a couple of upsets. Oklahoma upset number 2 Alabama and beat them off the floor. Tennessee.
You can't say beat them off.
I mean, you can.
Whacked the shit out of them. Tennessee beat Texas. But the prime game, the highlight is always going to be Kansas, Kentucky. These teams have met basically the last 10 years, either in this or in the Champions Classic. Kentucky was a 1.5 point favorite, 2 point favorite, depending on the sports books. We picked Kansas. Kansas had come into that game losing 3 in a row. But we picked Kansas. Kansas ended up winning by 9. So that was our best pick of the week. They were comfortable the whole second half. They had between, I think, 6 and 12 point lead. So we were pretty comfortable with that. Worst pick, we're going out of college basketball to the NFL. I mean, I picked San Francisco. So second week in a row that Philly has been involved in my worst pick. But this one is a little, I feel like
it's tough to be too hard on yourself. Numerically, you got hosed, but.
Yeah, I mean, if we're just looking at scores, yes, definitely the worst pick. But those circumstances were absolutely horrendous for us. Lock of the week, it's kind of tough this week just because since we're recording this on Thursday, college basketball lines for Saturday aren't out yet. And there's no NFL, there's no college football. So we're going to the NBA for tomorrow, Friday. Atlanta Hawks are playing the Utah Jazz in Utah. Utah is a 1.5 point favorite, and we are predicting that Utah will cover that spread. So that is our lock of the week, is Utah over Atlanta in the NBA.
NBA talk.
Yeah, it's I know I just said I'm not doing great. I'm about 50-50 on the NBA, but this is one that I feel pretty confident about.
We don't talk a lot of NBA.
Yeah. There's a reason for that.
I miss the Sonics.
What would you rather have, Nate? I know would you rather's a later segment.
Would you rather?
Really quick. Sonics back, Mariners win a championship, or the Sounders win another championship?
Mariners win a championship.
What did you say,
World
Thomas?
Series.
Sonics back.
World Series. Sonics are coming back regardless. Give me a World Series. If it delayed is another 10 years, I don't care. World Series all the time. I would have traded Felix Hernandez to guarantee World Series. I would have traded Julio Rodriguez tomorrow to get a World Series. There's nothing that compares to it.
Yeah, but that's baseball and baseball. Like I would trade every player we had on the Mariners if it guaranteed a World Series, right?
True.
For me, I know I didn't say this because this wouldn't be for you, but for me, my number one would be WSU winning a national championship.
Oh, God damn it.
I have had this conversation with so many people is what one of your teams would you want to win the championship the most? And my answer is it hasn't changed since I was like 8 years old. Cougar football.
Well, you went there. That makes sense.
It's Cougar football.
I dig it.
Cougar football, Gonzaga basketball, and then Mariner baseball. And the reason why Gonzaga basketball is over Mariners baseball is because they have been so close that I just want them to get over that hump.
Sons of pitches, baby.
Tons of pitches.
We've been close to a couple times if our shortstop wouldn't let ground balls go through his legs.
I want that
Hey,
shit.
keep it in front of you. We'll be right back with our random segment, which we need a better name for.
It's pretty self-explanatory.
We just keep it a random segment because it's so cheesy.
We
Yeah,
should give
we
it like
literally
some...
talk about NFL and sandwiches. Yeah, it's random.
We could give it some like philosophical name, something musings or I don't know.
Yeah.
I have my daily musings on my sports predictions, but I haven't used those in a while. I haven't done that in a while. I need to start that back up.
These could be shower thoughts. These could be random things.
Welcome back, everybody. We were just musing on the live stream about what we could call the random section. If you have an idea, let us know.
Tweet us.
But the leader in the clubhouse right now is shower thoughts. Brian loves it. All right. Interesting things happen. Broncos
I want to ask
traded-
Brian why he loves it. Is there a specific reason?
I do my best thinking in the shower, so I think that fits.
I do my best thinking while I'm taking dumps. So, do you dump
I
in
don't
the shower?
cruise the internet in the shower, but I
No.
cruise the internet on the toilet. So I do my best thinking in the shower, I think.
I cruise
I'm
the
not
internet in the
distracted.
shower and I think on the toilet.
Okay, guys, we're getting
Fine.
way off the
We
rails.
are way off track.
It's the random segment. So,
Broncos did something.
do you crap in the shower?
No, never crapped in the shower, or even in my most difficult of times. You can go with where you want to go with that. Sean Payton was traded for. The Broncos gave up a first and a second.
Crazy.
They have given up an amazing amount of team building capital to acquire a franchise quarterback named Russell Wilson and a very, very good coach
So
named Sean
it's
Payton.
3 1s, 3 2s, and a
3 players.
4 and 3 players for a 3 and Sean Payton and Russell Wilson.
I think Sean Payton is the only choice for the Broncos.
I think it's a great fit for sure.
I know they were going after D'Amico Ryans, but he comes from Bill Parcells. He commands the room every time.
That is the only important point, right?
Mhm.
Like Russell Wilson could go into Denver and be like, "Oh, Nathaniel Hackett, that's cute, but here's what I'm going to do," right? You can't do that with Sean Payton's team because it's
No,
Sean
and
Payton's.
everything
He's gonna
goes through
try.
Sean Payton. Yeah, everything goes through Sean Payton. Outward talk, inward talk, everything goes through Sean Payton. I'm very curious to see how this
I
goes.
don't think it's gonna go well at all.
That's the dream.
I don't.
I
I
don't
think-
care about
I
Denver,
don't-
actually.
I don't
Fuck.
know. I mean, we don't have any more of their picks, so I don't care. I just don't see Russell Wilson taking a backseat to anybody. I think he is too much in his own head that he should be running things.
He'll take a back
that
seat when they
I
trade
don't
for
think
Taysom
this is
Hill
gonna go
and
well.
Sean Payton decides to bench Russell Wilson.
Oh,
That
the only
seems
quarterback I
unlikely.
like less than Russell Wilson is Taysom Hill.
It's because Taysom Hill's not a
Uh,
quarterback.
Broncos are very interesting, and I think it's a really compelling story, and I really am intrigued to see how it goes. Seahawks don't really have to worry about them anymore. I think the Nathaniel Hackett, Russell Wilson experiment was an utter failure. I don't think Russell Wilson is as bad as he showed.
I don't think Nathaniel Hackett's as bad
to
as
see
he
what
showed.
Sean Payton does. Yeah,
I
Sean
just don't
Payton
think
has
he's a head
won
coach.
with Sean Payton has won with quarterbacks like Drew Brees, Taysom Hill, Jameis Winston. You know, throw whoever.
He did
in
not
there.
win. He has only won with Drew Brees. What are
He
you
went
talking about?
9-7 with Taysom Hill and Jameis Winston. Man, that's
Okay.
impressive.
Cool. That doesn't mean shit to me. The Seahawks went 9-8 this year with Geno Smith. 9
With
and
a bunch of
7 is
bullshit. That's very true.
exactly 9-7 is not that
And
impressive.
an all-time head coach who I believe Sean Payton is on the equal level of.
Sean Payton is a good coach. Don't get me wrong, But this is the whole Bill Belichick or Tom Brady thing, which we have now seen was more Tom Brady than Bill Belichick.
It was Tom Brady.
It was. And I think Sean Payton, Drew Brees, we will now see if it was more Sean Payton or Drew Brees.
I don't think you can conclude.
Yes, you can.
The Brady Belichick. Why can't they both be good?
Brady went.
Well, no, they are good. Don't get me wrong. They are both good. They are both good.
Like he had Mike Evans and Gronkowski. Like he had a good team around him. When Brady left New England, Belichick did a really excellent job with the shambles of a team that was left behind.
Again, I'm not saying that they're not both good, and I'm not saying
you literally just said that the answer was Brady.
The answer is Brady.
The answer is
but
Brady.
you could say Brady is an A and Bill Belichick is a B plus. That doesn't mean he's bad.
Bill, if you're listening, you're an A minus in my book. Okay.
You know what I mean, though. Like,
Tom Brady retired this week too. We didn't even put that on our show sheet.
Who cares?
You
guys
NFL
have got
playoffs.
Me hot now, man.
NFL playoffs. 49ers game against the Eagles was a bummer. I really wanted to see the Eagles beat the 49ers at full strength.
I thought that
whatever full strength is.
We really done talking about Sean Payton already?
Yeah, I'm moving on.
That's disappointing. I was just getting woken up.
I will get you woken up. One thing I got to say about the 49ers game. Okay. I get Purdy got hurt. I get Josh Allen got hurt. That sucks. You have on that team 3-4 offensive players that are very unique in what they do. Deebo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, and George Kittle.
And Juszczyk.
And Juszczyk. Like, why are you handing it off, running up off guard 13 plays in a row?
Because the score, honestly, if it was a closer game when it happened, they would have been more creative. But I think at that point,
do something. The Eagles' offense did not look dynamic against that defense. And yes, they did enough to win with a very, very bad opposing offense. And I'm going to be critical of the 49ers because I fucking hate them. You heard it here first. But Shanahan folded in at that moment.
Yeah. Shanahan basically said, well, this game is not my fault. My quarterbacks got hurt. What can I do? Whereas you're right. Some other, we know that he folds in big games anyways.
Oh, yes, he does.
So,
all right. Fuck the 49ers. I couldn't even enjoy the victory. I could not enjoy that the 49ers lost. My buddy Joe loves the 49ers, and I couldn't talk shit to him because his team was decimated and I felt bad. And that's the one thing that was robbed from me this year. I hate it.
Shit talking
motherfuckers. Shit talking Joe.
Yeah, you can still talk shit to him.
I cannot.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
you can because he's gonna get so defensive. He's gonna bring up stuff that doesn't even matter.
He's already defensive.
I know. That's why I love talking shit to him about the Huskies way back when.
It's like kicking a crippled dude. Come on, can't do
it. The other game was good though.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. I was one of the people that was on the Bengals. I think most people were honestly on the Bengals, especially when Mahomes magically played. He must have done what Kobe did and just gone to Germany.
No, he called up Russ and got some of that smart water or whatever the fuck.
All right,
healing water.
All right, so, but I mean, he definitely looked hobbled on some plays, but. Dude, you cannot do that. Like Joseph Asai, what are you thinking? Like,
22-year-old kid sitting on the side.
The officiating was terrible in that game.
The officiating was challenging. I still think that the officiating did not change the outcome.
It didn't, in my opinion, either. Although, so I actually. First of all, that roughing the passer missed call on Joe Burrow, that was terrible.
Yeah.
The whole thing with the confusion with the third down, then
that was
fourth
crazy.
down, then it made no sense from the beginning because it was an incomplete pass And then the head referee said the clock will start on my whistle. And as soon as he said that, the other ref was coming in, but it was so loud that no one could hear his whistle. That actually was the right call.
Mm-hmm.
It's just no one saw the play. Like, no one saw that ref coming in and no one heard it. That actually didn't bother me, and that was the right call. But the roughing the passer in the end zone was
bad.
Was bad.
That was a hard one. Especially with the emphasis on it this year, it felt like a poor missed call. And I agree that is one that, if you could point to anything, is the one missed call. The grounding call, who knows? It's a judgment, but he threw it at the feet of the offensive lineman. Yes, the player was in the direction, but I mean, ultimately, Joe Burrow threw 2 interceptions that changed that game. And the Asai thing, like I said, I'm a huge proponent of mental health, especially for young males. And to see him like in tears on the sideline, nobody going to console him until like later, made me feel really badly for that person. And you can always point to one play, but it's never one play that decides a game. And I'm very sensitive these days, and it broke my heart like to see that person on the sideline, because I could put myself in that person's shoes. And like ultimately, any one of those 4 teams could have made it to the Super Bowl, and it would have been the right team, right? A healthy 49ers is the right team. A healthy Eagles, a healthy Kansas City, who in 2 weeks, Mahomes probably is going to be at like 90%, and a healthy Bengals. Any one of those teams would be a fantastic Super Bowl. And I think, we're going to have a really fun game. I honestly think so. And it's hard to pick a winner.
When do the props come out? Is that next week?
I think so.
It's the best part of the Super Bowl.
Are we going to do the props on the podcast?
I think we should do a Super Bowl special next week.
Absolutely. Oh no, they are out right now.
That means.
You want to do a tease?
Mm-mm. Give us one. Pick the one.
It's like Christmas Eve. Like, no. We don't get just one.
Do it. Give me the.
I want to find. Okay. Oh, there's no entertainment props.
Nah, those are the fun ones. Let's wait till
the national anthem is the best one. I was hoping for that one.
Let's wait till next week.
Wait till next week. We'll get some props going. Pro Bowl games. I watched a little bit of that. That was pretty fun. I saw Trey Hendrickson do a punt catching competition where he caught 5 footballs, which is pretty impressive.
Without dropping any of the ones previously.
So he held on to 4 and caught a 5th. Was very impressive. He had 3 in one arm and he had 1 in his hand and like trapped. It was like, wow, these people are built differently.
The only thing I would want to watch. The only thing I wanted to watch were the dodgeball and the golf.
Dodgeball was fun. Yeah. I have it like, why wouldn't like this is an interesting thing. It felt clunky just because it was the first year and it felt like, these people are hanging out having a good time. If you get fans there and make it a little raucous, like it could be really fun.
One of my buddies who's actually in my wedding was there.
It's definitely more interesting than the game.
Yeah, the game is dead. Having an all-star weekend that can feel relaxing, that can fuel fan engagement, that gives you something fun and interesting, I think it's a genius idea. To your point, I think a year or two of getting a little bit of polish on it, I think it could be really fun.
Yeah, I think so too. Anything else? Football league?
What do you guys think of Tyler Huntley being there?
I mean, he's an athlete. They're going to put somebody in there that's interesting.
No,
Whatever.
They chose him because literally no one else from the AFC could go. I mean, the guy had
good for him.
2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, and he made the Pro Bowl.
Hey, good for him.
Yeah, good for him. Bad for the league.
He's going to be starting quarterback at Baltimore next year, so it's good.
The Pro Bowl was actually Mike Tyson's own, so
it still can be.
Well, it will be, but
Thomas, is that yours?
Random football question.
Random football question.
Theory question. Would it be weird to run a fantasy football league but not play in it?
Yes.
Okay.
But not for you.
Fuck you.
Yes, it would be weird. You're not you're not the commissioner of the NFL.
Thomas could be a commissioner of a fantasy football league because he loves data.
I'll tell you what, Thomas, if you want to run your league next year, I'll play.
Thomas, if you run the league like you did that first year, I will play in it also because I really want to see what happens in year 2 and 3.
We can talk about it.
And that was taken away from me, motherfucker.
We can talk about it. Nate, you got a question?
All right. Sandwich question. So COVID, I've been making a lot of sandwiches at home. And I make grilled cheese. I make a really damn good grilled cheese sandwich. And you put mayonnaise on it on the outside, and that's the only answer. I don't fucking care who you are. Mayonnaise makes the best grilled cheese. At what point does a grilled cheese become a melt?
Meat.
Okay. Is that so?
I'm trying to raise one eyebrow right now.
Adding tuna, that makes it a tuna melt.
Yes. Although
adding a hamburger makes it a hamburger or
a patty melt.
Patty melt. Is it the difference in protein from a cheese to a meat?
I think you're answering your own question.
I'm just asking.
Well,
this is something that came to my mind in the midst of COVID, making a fucking grilled tuna sandwich, and I couldn't call it a tuna melt. I had to call it a grilled tuna sandwich.
Well, hold on. A tuna melt has cheese, okay, and by the way, is properly served open-faced, but that's a discussion for a different day. Correct. A sandwich that has something in between two pieces of bread that happens to be like toasted on a skillet on both sides that only has tuna salad in the middle is not a tuna melt.
It's not.
It's like a grilled tuna
melt. A melt is cheese and a meat. Or
yeah, and if there's no cheese, it's not a melt.
Because what's melting? So your answer, your question, Nate, a grilled cheese sandwich could literally just be called a melt.
But I don't think it's a melt because it doesn't have the protein.
Okay, you guys can finish. I'm done.
This is a question. We will pose it on Twitter. At what point does a sandwich become a melt versus a grilled?
I bet you Google has an answer to that.
Because you could have a panini. His panini's grilled.
A panini is a very specific style.
Let us know. Please. This is COVID musings from Nate.
Oh my god.
So according to Wikipedia.
Last week of it.
According to Wikipedia, this is
Wikipedia. The tell-all.
A melt sandwich is a type of hot sandwich containing cheese and some type of filling such as meat or vegetables. The sandwich is then heated until the cheese is melted.
Yeah, if you're putting avocado or guac on it, it's not an avocado melt.
Why not?
Because I'm not a millennial.
I've never heard of an avocado melt.
Well, has anybody ever eaten a sandwich with just avocado and cheese?
I mean, it sounds delicious.
Yeah, like have you ever put guac on a grilled cheese? If your answer is no, you're not living. Dude!
My gosh, I got to do that.
Dude!
That's tomorrow.
Change
but
your
I
life.
also am the type of person, I also don't use mayonnaise for my grilled cheese. I use butter.
Nate, we got to talk about that.
Dude, mayonnaise on the outside is amazing. Try it. It is
I don't like mayonnaise.
Changing. It doesn't matter. It's an oil and egg thing that makes the perfect crust on a grilled.
You know what else does? Butter.
Butter does a fantastic job, but you have a higher point of charring with mayonnaise. I don't know why.
So
haven't got that far into it.
Have you done garlic butter?
No, but I want to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Garlic butter, and you'll never go back to mayo.
Are you like confying the garlic in the butter and then like smashing it all together? Or how do you do this?
If you leave the chunks too big, that's gonna scorch and be bitter, which I actually don't hate. But yeah, you're gonna want to emulsify it or something so it's just kind of shredded or what are the machines called that squish them?
Now I want a sandwich. Sons of
Okay,
bitches.
last item in our random segment. here.
Okay.
So I apologize to you guys privately. I will apologize publicly. Tuesday is our normal recording day, and somewhere around, I don't know, 6 or 6:30 on Tuesday this week, I texted the boys. I said, guys, I fucked up.
Might as well have been 8:45.
Oh my god, it was like last minute. I said, I fucked up, guys. I got a scheduling conflict tonight. I can't make it. I was out with some friends from work going to the T-Birds game, which was really, really fun. It ended up being a fun night. It was a fucking awesome game. There's 6 goals, like 5 fights. It was great. And someone was there, Nate, at the game between the Swift Current Broncos and the Seattle Thunderbirds wearing a Denver Nuggets jersey. So, wrong sport, wrong team, and random thoughts. So,
Fuck. Why? Don't do that. Come on. Just go in a hoodie, motherfucker.
I mean, if it's an Antonio McDyess old school like 90s Nuggets jersey, I'm in.
it was kind of
No.
old school, but
Why?
I don't know who it was.
Because it's just awesome.
You're just being a dick.
No, you're not. You have a cool jersey. I have a Damon Stoudemire Raptors jersey. It's the only thing purple in my closet. I will wear that anytime.
I have a
Yeah,
Jeremy
random
Pargo
thoughts.
Gonzaga jersey. I'm not going to wear it to a fucking Mariners game.
So does Kyle, by the way. Can I have that?
Yeah, we can talk about it. That'd be really fun. Anyways, we'll be right back.
Random thoughts, all done.
Tyson Zone. Would you rather? Random question.
It was Flip.
Fucking Flip. You motherfucker. Oh, you should have said that on the podcast.
You know what's funny is I was sitting there.
I'm gonna leave this in, by the way. Motherfucking Flip.
We were sitting there at the bar before the game, and I was looking at him like, "Oh my god, Nate would be so triggered." And let me text him, and that was the moment when I picked up my phone, and I was like, "Fuck, I got pod tonight." Oh my god.
You should have. That would have been funny. Motherfucking Flip. We'll put this as a drop. All right.
Oh man.
I got a Tyson Zone.
Yeah, I got one I can talk about, but
Sweet.
Thomas has a
And
Tyson Zone?
it's not.
I got
but-
Would You Rather.
What is going on here?
And you got a random question? Pick one.
it's-
Don't
it-
go multiples.
It's queued up.
Sweet. Well, welcome back, everybody. Our favorite section of the show,
Don't speak
Tyson
for,
Zone.
Don't speak for me.
Tyson Zone. Would you rather? And random question. We'll lead off with Tyson Zone. What is Tyson Zone, you ask? Well, Mike Tyson, you'd believe any story that comes out about him. We pick a topic that has entered the Tyson Zone.
I'll go first since I already said what mine is.
I didn't hear
My
it.
Tyson Zone is the Pro Bowl.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
literally any story that comes out, like you could tell me that they were doing a horse competition where they were shooting blindfolded and I would believe it. So it's just gotten to the point where, yeah, some of the stuff is cool to watch, but the games, I mean, did I hear it right that there was a tic-tac-toe field goal game? Like a tic-tac-toe game?
Didn't see that.
I'm pretty sure
But
there
that's
was.
awesome.
Did they call it?
I mean, again,
kick-tac-toe.
so some of the
Speaking
ideas
of
are
dad
cool.
jokes, I have dad jokes. Up.
This
They
hey,
asked.
no, fuck off. This is
I
not the
really
dad
meant to say
joke
that.
segment. No.
So some of the ideas are cool, but honestly, you could tell me anything and I'd believe it with the Pro Bowl, except for actually playing football. So
Thomas, you got anything?
Man, I was gonna talk about the T-Birds game just because, like, hockey in general, like, who knows what's gonna happen. But I think Brian, I gotta jump on with Brian. Yeah, it's like, oh, the backup punter for the Regina, whatever they are, in a punt, pass, and kick competition today. Go. Okay, I believe
It's
it.
fun.
Are they the Rough Riders? The Regina Rough Riders? Is that right?
it's the Saskatchewan Rough Riders.
What are the
I knew
Reginas?
Brian
Are they Roughnecks? Regina Roughnecks?
Regina was in League of Their Own, right?
Oh,
the
do they not actually have a
All-American
team? Am I
women's
making
baseball
it up? Regina?
They're in Milwaukee or something like that.
Regina
Baseball.
I just Regina. It's a place.
It is a place because there is a WHL hockey team from Regina, and that's the Regina Kings. But no, there is not a Regina CFL team. You got Winnipeg, Saskatoon.
I like that name.
Nate, what do you got?
Moose
in
Jaw.
Tyson Zone?
Tyson Zone. Artificial intelligence. It's been a hot topic the past week. You can ask it anything, it can create anything. But I saw very attractive people created in AI, and their teeth and their hands were very weird, and it scared me. But AI is my Tyson Zone, and I think that's going to be a problem going forward in the world. We can talk about that at another time.
No, we're not going to talk about it at another time. It's
No,
the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Speaking of AI, I saw a deep fake on YouTube where they put Seinfeld's face on the guy in the bathroom in Pulp Fiction that's in there with the gun, like listening to the guys outside like do the Bible verse. It is really good.
I saw Elon Musk in an interview change his voice to match like other people, and it was like flawless. I'm like, why do you need to create this? This is a slippery slope.
Dangerous. Would you rather?
All right. Would you rather?
Pretty soon we're gonna be killing Miles Bennett Dyson.
Huh?
It's the guy in Terminator 2, man.
Oh man. Okay. Would you rather? It's always a simple this or that, but I'm gonna like make a really unique suggestion to you all. I need your attention.
This is supposed to be simple, Nate.
It is very simple.
Brian, you should have expected this, right? Because the last couple times you tried to keep it very simple. Nate had an obvious problem with the core concept.
I'm going to give you 4 actors. Okay. You have to decide which one actor and all of their work disappears.
That is not would you rather.
It is would you rather.
It's not. That is not this or that. That
would
is,
you rather?
That,
it's just
no. That
different.
is no. That is this or that or that or that.
No.
That yes, it is.
Choose 3 to eliminate 1. This or that.
This is like
or that or that.
Can I?
No.
Okay. Now, proposal. Compromise proposal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Compromise proposal.
So we get 4 actors. Okay. One of these actors, their works disappear forever. And the other
Correct.
3 you have to do Mary Boff Kill.
All right. That's even great. I love it.
Okay. I am the only person that's doing would you rather from now on.
It's
a simple task. It's a simple task, and Nate fucked it up.
Very simple.
Let's humor Nate.
Okay.
But let's make sure he knows that we're humoring him.
This or that. Keep 3, eliminate 1. Okay. Tom Cruise, Denzel Washington, Brad Pitt, Christian Bale.
Cruise is out. Easy.
Brad Pitt is out. Even easier.
No, Ocean's
interesting.
Too good. Ocean's would have been fine without him.
All of Brad Pitt's catalog is very good. Or I mean, all of Tom Cruise's
Ocean's would have been fine without him. It would have been Ocean's 10.
Name a Tom Cruise movie that like I'd be so sad that doesn't exist anymore.
Top Gun.
Jerry Maguire.
Oh, Jerry Maguire is good. Top Gun, I don't give a fuck.
Few Good Men.
Don't care.
Mission Impossible.
That's one of my favorites.
I don't Mission Impossible. Whatever.
So Denzel is definitely not on the get rid of
it's just too good.
No.
And Dark Knight's too good.
Christian Bale is amazing in everything he does.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So those were the 2 in my brain. I immediately went to Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Right. But I could see an argument for I don't see any situation where Denzel is the one that's chosen.
No.
But the other 3 you could make a very valid argument to eliminate either one of the 3.
No, you can't. You cannot make a valid argument for Christian Bale. You can't.
No?
You could because he's not as prolific.
He does not have the catalog as everyone else.
I don't care.
But
He was in my favorite movie as a
actor.
kid. So
And every
he was in
movie
Newsies.
he's in is amazing. Yeah. Every movie he's in is amazing.
Except for Newsies, which is actually a terrible movie, even though it was my favorite movie as a kid. He sings in that movie, actually.
I got
And
a
he
dad
can't-
joke.
He can't sing.
This isn't the dad joke section.
So can I add a fifth name to this?
Yeah.
How about Will Smith?
Will Smith would be the one eliminated every time.
Really? So you'd
Yeah.
cut Men in Black,
Yeah.
cut Independence Day.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
I Am Legend.
Yeah.
Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah.
Fresh Prince.
The Legend of
Bagger
Bagger
Vance.
Vance.
That's a great movie.
I don't
You
think
can
he
fuck
beats any
off.
of these four.
It's terrible.
We're gonna post this on Twitter.
I would
You give
rather
us your
have Will
feedback.
Smith than Brad Pitt because I mean, what is Brad Pitt's
Legends
catalog?
of the Fall. Fury, fantastic movie.
That's it?
No. Oh, damn it! You're putting me on the spot.
I am. That's the whole point of this game is putting someone on the spot.
Snatch.
One in the game. Snatch. You couldn't understand anything he was saying. Hold on. Brad Pitt.
The Curious
IMDb.
Case of Benjamin Button.
12 Years a Slave. Moneyball, which is a very amazing movie. Burn After Reading, which was super fun.
That movie was
Oceans.
dumb.
Ocean's is so good.
Yeah, but
Ocean
again, you
always
don't
was
need
good.
him in that movie.
But
Oh,
I know, Brad Pitt,
my fucking internet sucks.
legendary actor.
did he?
I should have screenshotted the video.
Yeah, you should have.
Put that on the Twitter.
The tweeters.
All right.
All right. That's would rather. Let's get this random question done and get the hell out of here.
Brought to us by.
Brought to us by randomwordgenerator.com.
All right.
All right. Question is, if you could only buy 5 items at the grocery store to last the next week, what would you buy?
5 items at the grocery store that are not out of stock because eggs are hard to find right now. You didn't know.
Again.
Why does everything have to have a qualifier? Everything.
This is the way I am, man.
Oh my god. I can go.
Go
Can I have a
ahead.
qualifier?
For my answers. Jesus Christ.
For mine.
Orange juice is one. Do love some orange juice. And then you probably, I mean, I can't just say like vegetables or fruit, right? You're gonna want like a couple things. So probably I'm gonna go like orange juice, and I'd probably go like a bunch of bananas or a bag of apples or some one specific fruit that's decent to snack on, and then probably just a big pack of chicken and a big bag of rice, and that's less
It's
fun.
like
and-
47 things. It's not 5.
That's 4.
Yeah.
Orange juice, fruit, a fruit, bananas or apples,
Yeah, I
and
mean-
chicken and
Okay.
rice.
Yeah, and that's
Yes.
more practical and not very interesting. But then probably something like mushrooms or asparagus or a single vegetable that could be casseroled into the chicken and rice. So it's a little practical, but not that fun. But that'd probably get me done for the week.
How long is this happening for?
A week. Do you
A
have a
week.
listening problem?
Yeah.
It literally says to last the next week.
Oh, unless next week.
Jesus Christ.
Maker's Mark whiskey.
Quesaranye.
Yeah. I would also do rice. I
Yeah.
would also do like a bag of chicken breasts or thighs,
Yeah, it's too practical.
frozen.
Oh,
and
trust
I
me,
would,
mine won't be practical.
I would do some kind of starch like potatoes or sweet potatoes, something like that, a big bag. And then I would buy probably, because I love potassium. It makes me feel good in the morning.
So you guys basically have the same thing.
I said potatoes and booze.
So I am going.
Do we have condiments though? Like that's the question. Like that might change my answer. But
What are you gonna put ketchup on your chicken and rice? You fuck.
We have
Let
salt and
Brian
pepper.
Answer.
salt and
Jesus
pepper. If
Christ.
I have a kid, she needs ketchup. She will not eat anything without ketchup. So
My 5 items
dangerous.
are the bagged salad, like the avocado salad.
Ooh, good answer.
Well, that's probably going to be my only good answer. Bud Light.
Fucking gross.
It's like water.
Stouffer's frozen lasagna.
Hey, multi-meal, multi-day.
So is there a limit on things you can buy? So you could buy like 15 Stouffer's and
Yeah.
lasagnas?
You could.
Oh, that's genius. Did not think about this.
And then probably ribs. And then apples.
I gotta live for a week. I need some Bud Light. I need some ribs. I need some apples and some lasagna.
It's good.
Yeah.
Fucking cougars,
It'll
man.
make you
And you
survive.
wonder why I have a cholesterol problem.
Oh, man. That's pretty funny. That's an interesting
We're
question.
old.
I think, you gotta kind of ride the fence between practicality and luxury.
Potatoes, rice, chicken, bananas, booze, because I need it.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
heard
you've
you.
already said that. It didn't change from 2 minutes ago.
And I'm just saying, I'm recapping.
Oh, that's your recap?
I
I
think
can't believe you didn't like my would you rather.
the only other
Because it's not a would you rather, Nate. It was not a this or that. It was a this or that
This
or
or
that
this or
or
that.
that. No, it
No.
wasn't. You don't have 2 options there. You
3
have
or
4
1.
options.
3 or 1.
No, it's not an or. It's 1 or 1 or 1 or 1.
Disagree.
I don't like to agree with Brian, so I'm not happy about this. But he's right.
Sons of bitches. I thought it was interesting.
I wouldn't say
Interesting
it wasn't
question.
interesting.
No, it was, but
Just didn't
I don't
match the
think it was
format.
technically a would you rather. Would
Technically.
you rather 2 options?
Oh,
Nate, would you rather 4 options?
3 and 1.
That's not what you're doing, though, Nate.
It is exactly what
not.
I'm doing.
No, it was
This
not.
or that. That's all it was.
No,
All right.
again, no, it was not.
I've got a special bonus. Would you rather? So you're having a grilled cheese.
Mm,
Okay.
yes.
Would you rather add tomato soup, or would you like to turn it into a melt?
Tomato soup.
What's the protein?
Unspecified.
Tomato soup.
Tomato soup.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah.
100%.
And you got to cut the sandwich diagonally because it's the only way
Have
to do
to.
it. Tomato
It's got to
soup.
be in triangles so
Yeah.
you can dip it.
All right. I gotta go.
Hold on. I got a dad joke.
Oh no.
Can I say it? Can I say it? It's so
I
good.
will spoil it if I know it.
Knock, knock.
What, like the Ottavino thing that
Who's there?
the week after Nate told that Ottavino joke, he was like, "Oh, you left before the punchline." I was like, "Yeah, I fucking knew what it was. That's why I left." He's like, "No, there's no way that you know it." I was like, "Yeah, Ottavino. He's out of wine. Like he was telegraphed." He was like, "Oh man, how did you know?" I was like, "Because you're a fucking idiot." Sorry.
Who's there?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Europe.
Europe. Who?
I'm not a poo. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
I eat mop.
I eat mop. Who?
Shouldn't eat your poo.
God, you are so dumb.
Nate, I gotta be honest with you. These are getting worse.
They are for sure. It makes me happy though.
Oh my god, you text these to me sometimes. Like my phone will ding, and I'll pick it up. You're like, "Ah, it's fucking from Nate." And I'll just put it down.
Well, welcome to our show. Love you, buddies.
Love you, boys.
Thanks for delaying it till Thursday.
Yeah, guys, I can't apologize enough. It's rude and disrespectful, so I appreciate you guys being patient with me.
Hey,
By the way, Gonzaga's up 16 with 12 minutes left in the game, and the
Hey.
Cougs are up 1 on USC,
best logo in sports.
dude. And it's not even close.
Appreciate you
Not
guys
even
hanging
close.
out with us to the end here. Join us next week. Like Nate said in the intro, we'll start to hit you guys up on the Twitter, let you know when the live stream's coming up. Sure would be fun to have some of you with us while we record. It'd be fun to bounce some of these random questions or these would you rathers off of you guys in real time. That'd be fun. So don't be afraid to join us next week.
Next week's going to be a lot of fun too, fellas, because we're going to have some serious prop bets to go through.
That might be
Fuck, I'm looking forward to this.
God, next week might just be Mariners spring training prep and Super Bowl prop bets.
Oh, I'm so excited to go to Mariners spring training too.
Well,
hey,
keep a look out on the
thanks
Twitter.
everybody.
We'll
We
tell you
love
what's
you.
coming.
Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye
Later.
bye.
Oh, I almost left the meeting because I'm a dingus.
Recording stopped.
I eat my poo.
Oh, Nate.
Fucking so good.
Oh, it's not nearly as good as my dad joke. Have you heard mine, Brian?
I don't think so.
What do you call
Hey, Thomas Barrett followed us.
what do you call a masturbating cow? Beef stroganoff. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Pretty good.
None of my jokes are PC, so
Yeah. Oh, like that one is. What did the 0 say to the 8?
Nice belt. What do you call a cow with 2 legs?
What do you call a cow with 2 legs? Tippy.
Lean beef.
What do you call a dog with no hind legs and steel testicles?
Rusty.
Stainless steel. Sparky.
What do you call a cow with no legs?
Ground
Beef.
Ground beef.
What do you call a man with no arms and no legs outside your front door?
Matt.
What do you call a man with no arms and no legs hanging from your wall? Art.
Art.
What do you call a man with no
Bob.
arms and no legs? Damn it!
Yes.
Dude, I used to have like 12 of
Oh my
those.
god. In the pool, by the way, Nate. Bob is in the pool.
Bathtub was what I was gonna say,
Same
but
idea. Okay, I gotta go, boys.
Brad Pitt. And who was the last one? Christian Bale. I got a joke.
Oh my god.
Last one. What happens when you ditch out on church? Christian Bale.
Oh my god. I knew I should have stopped the live stream before you did that.
How many days to pull? 7 days? 6 days.
7 days. Oh, so we can announce results in the next one. That's a cute idea.